65% of you watching this video right now are consuming a food that is absolutely killing your testosterone level. Soy. We use the term soy boy for a reason. Soy contains large quantities of phytoestrogen. Now, soy is obviously in things.
Do we need to avoid soy? Soy is considered a selective estrogen receptor modulator. There are two main estrogen receptors, estrogen receptor beta and estrogen receptor alpha. It appears that the phytoestrogens found inside of soy have higher affinities for estrogen receptor beta and lower affinities for estrogen receptor alpha. In knowing that, soy isoflavones are weak estrogen receptor stimulators, meaning they are not nearly as strong as the estrogen we naturally produce. It was once hypothesized that soy may drive an increased risk of breast cancer, because many breast cancers are estrogen receptor positive, and a long-term high exposure to estrogen may increase the risk of breast cancer development. But when studied, it appears that soy actually reduces the risk of breast and prostate cancer. This appears to be driven by the abundance of the estrogen receptor. Breast tissue, uterine tissue, ovarian tissue, testy tissue, adrenal tissue, and kidney tissue are dominated by the estrogen receptor alpha, whereas the prostate, bladder, bone, vascular system, lung, thymus, brain are more heavily capacitated by the estrogen receptor beta. The ways that this appears to play out is the following. We know that estrogen plays an extremely important role in growth and maturation of the bone. Soy isoflavones actually reduce the bone loss that is associated with menopause. Menopause is a period in a woman's life in which her estrogen drastically declines. And due to soy's role in bone health, this appears to increase the risk of osteoporosis, which is a condition characterized by a degeneration of bone strength, mass, and density. Soy actually reduces the bone loss associated with menopause, because the predominant form of the estrogen receptor in bone is the estrogen receptor beta. Estrogen also promotes a lower body temperature and temperature regulation. Hot flashes are one of, if not the most common symptoms of menopause due to estrogen's role in temperature regulation. And while not as strong as hormone replacement therapy, soy isoflavones are very effective at reducing the hot flashes associated with menopause. Other effects of soy include improving diabetes, reducing body weight, reducing elevated blood lipids, as well as improving insulin sensitivity. They can protect against cardiovascular disease by lowering blood lipid levels, and in general prevent cardiovascular disease, cancer, and osteoporosis, as well as treat the symptoms associated with menopause. And in those with very high estrogen, soy may actually have an anti-estrogenic effect, because it will block the endogenous produced estrogen from binding to the receptor, but when it binds, soy has a much weaker effect. With that being said, how does soy affect your testosterone? But soy nor soy isoflavone supplementation directly does not appear to impact male reproductive hormones or induce feminizing effects, with one very important caveat. We do have about 3 case studies of people developing gynecomastia associated with soy consumption. However, these individuals were consuming astronomically high amounts of soy, including ingesting 3 quarts of soy milk a day. As mentioned, soy can weakly stimulate the estrogen receptor alpha and beta, which are located on the breast tissue, and if consumed in astronomically high amounts in susceptible individuals, they may pose a risk to the development of gynecomastia. However, in typical doses, they do not appear to have this effect. I have no right to tell you if you should or should not be concerned about soy consumption. It has a multitude of different effects depending on the concentration it is consumed in, and the individual and life stage of the individual who consumes it. With that being said, if you would like an individualized approach to your nutrition and lifestyle to optimize your health, energy, and body composition, send me a DM to sign up for coaching.